Hi guys, welcome back to part two of my film review for Avengers Age of Ultron. So picking up where I left off, I was discussing, all of the Avengers were having different hallucinations and flashbacks to their past. And that was all thanks to Scarlet Witch, and of course, then she turns her attention to Hulk, which brought us to the highly anticipated Hulkbuster versus Hulk fight, which was incredible. And it was codenamed Veronica, which was very funny. And that whole fight scene was just so satisfying because it's like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for. This is one of many things we've been waiting for to see in this movie, and I'm glad we finally saw it. And it was really fun, exciting, action-packed, and also really funny. Tony Stark had some good lines in it. He's like, because he's punching him repeatedly. He's like, go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. Oh, that was funny. And then when he smashes Hulk in the mouth, and Hulk angrily looks at him and spits out his tooth. It cuts to Stark. He's like, I'm sorry. It's just so fun. It was just so overwhelmingly positive and satisfying for me on so many levels. And I know I've said that numerous times, but that's how it honestly was for me. And the movie was just extremely enjoyable. And, we got to see so many superhero characters put in the mix and thrown together. And, we got some backstory for the twins, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. And then we saw how the Vision was created. And we saw some excellent fight scenes between Ultron and several other teammates of members of the Avengers. Like, I really enjoyed his fight with Captain America on the subway as he tried to make his getaway in Seoul. And I really enjoyed seeing him take on Thor during the final battle in the city where the Hydra base was. And I really enjoyed. At first I didn't quite understand it until I saw it visually, but I'm like, it made a lot of sense to me because I'm like, how is he going to actually destroy the world or wipe out humanity? Because he hasn't really made that clear yet. Because when Scarlet Witch gets a glimpse into his mind and sees that explosion, it's like, okay, some kind of explosion, perhaps a bomb or something like that. But I'm like, oh my god, that is so creative and scary. He's taking a huge chunk of land out of the earth and raising it high enough above the earth to make it come crashing down, which is practically the same effect a meteor would have, because he makes references to meteors and how pure they are and how it's kind of like a big reset button for the entire world when a meteor comes crashing down, wiping out all life. So either way, he would have won, because Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver would point out to him, okay, well, if humanity can't evolve and everybody dies, what happens then? What's left? Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. They're like, what's left? He's like, well, if humanity fails to evolve, there'll be nothing left but me. I was born to be beautiful. And of course, that confirmed my suspicion that, ultimately he would turn out to be an egomaniac, which he pretty much was, for lack of a better term. He claimed he was trying to save the world, but in reality, he was just trying to fulfill his own self-serving, self-satisfaction, self-serving motivation and wants and needs. He thinks he's a god, and he's going to show everybody he's a god by wiping them all out. And even if they evolve or not, he'll be the last one standing, and the world will be his to have forever. So, it was pretty scary. I can see why Joss Whedon picked him to be the next great big bad guy, because he was a fantastic villain, and this movie sets us up for so many other shared cinematic universe films for the rest of Marvel's for the rest of the MCU. And it was just extremely satisfying to watch. And of course, the fantastic final battle scene between all of the Avengers, and then Nick Fury, Maria Hill, and the few Shield agents showing up on one of the last remaining helicarriers, along with War Machine taking down Ultron's army, and the Avengers all circling up around that power drill thing to protect it, and all the slow motion fights where they're like, ah! And everybody's using their powers, and it's, you know, like frame by frame, you can see everybody using their special skills and powers to take down Ultron's clones, and oh, it was just so much fun. And I think one of my all-time favorite moments is when, after they've wiped out most of Ultron's army, and Ultron is like trying to go up against the Vision. The Vision, shoots a beam of light out of the Mind Stone in his head, and he's like doing this to make the light hit Ultron. And then Thor uses his hammer to shoot lightning out of it to also hit Ultron. And Iron Man uses the light in his chest to shoot light out. All three of them all at the same time working together to take down Ultron, and as he's slowly burning and melting away. It doesn't kill him, but it does severely scar and disfigure him. And right when he tries to make some kind of little comeback speech or line, Hulk just steps in and boom, punches him away, which was hilarious. Hulk had a great punch of the villain moment like he did in the first movie, which was awesome. And it was just so much fun. And you know what? I would highly recommend it to anybody, whether they be a Marvel fan or a DC fan. It's an extremely satisfying, very fun superhero movie that is worth your time, and it's well worth it, and it will leave you with a great big smile on your face and a feeling of positivity, of hope, and joy and excitement for the rest of the MCU. And it's just, it was just so good and so worth the wait. I am so happy that the anticipation and the hype, the excitement all paid off. At least that's my personal opinion on it. And what was interesting is that, several weeks before this film came out, they were talking about, what other superheroes could appear. Because before the movie came out, they confirmed that Anthony Mackie, a.k.a. Sam Wilson, a.k.a. the Falcon, would be appearing. We didn't know what kind of a role he would have or how much of a role he would have in this movie, but he was definitely making an appearance, along with Don Cheadle, War Machine. He appeared as well. It's like, wow, so they're adding 3 additions to the Avengers roster, which was Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. And now they're bringing in these other 2 guys whom we already know and we've seen before, but now they're being brought in. Interesting. And then it made me realize, people claim Justice League won't work as a movie because you can't cram too many superheroes into one film. Yet those same people were excited and looking forward to Avengers Age of Ultron, which featured 11 superheroes. Remember how I was saying earlier in one of my previous videos how fanboys, either they're comic fanboys or movie fanboys, are hypocrites? There's your proof right there. Those Marvel fanboys who like to put down DC and it makes them feel strong and powerful and whatnot because they feel like they're right and everybody else is wrong, where they claim that DC Cinematic Universe won't work and a Justice League movie won't work, are rooting for a movie that features 11 superheroes all combined into one film. And of course, Justice League won't work because we don't have a solo movie for Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman. No, Justice League won't work at all. No, of course not. I mean, we've seen origin solo films for Superman and Batman, but even with all those characters, a Justice League film just can't work. And yet, Avengers Age of Ultron featured multiple characters who have had solo films, except for Black Widow, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, War Machine, Vision, and Falcon. You see the problem there? All of those characters that I just named all appeared in Avengers Age of Ultron. Whether they had big roles or smaller roles, they were all in the same movie together, squished, combined. Everybody was in that movie together. And how many members does Justice League have? Only 7. Do you see the point? Do you see the hypocrisy, the contradiction there? Don't sit there and tell me that Justice League won't work when we just watched a superhero movie that featured 11 superhero characters all put into one film, most of whom have never had a solo film in the entire MCU, and yet this all worked really well. This all worked perfectly. They're all together in one movie, and it all turned out to be a fantastic, enormous hit. So don't tell me Justice League won't work when this movie featured 11 superheroes. Oh, and that reminds me, one more thing. You know who's looking forward to Batman v Superman and watching them face off and eventually come together to work side by side and is really excited about it and looking forward to it? What was his name again? Oh, God, I can't remember. What was it? Oh, yeah, Joss Whedon. That's right, you heard me. The man we have to thank for making the Avengers movies so spectacular, so awesome, and who is very much responsible for contributing so much to the MCU. The man who wrote and directed the two biggest superhero movies of all time is looking forward to one of the more controversial, most anticipated superhero films of all time from a rival company. Joss Whedon is looking forward to Batman v Superman. Huh, how about that, Marvel fanboys? I'm sorry. I did not mean to make that sound so personal or mean. I'm just trying to make a point here, guys. I don't mean to offend or piss off anyone. I'm just saying, superhero movies, we get what we get. We won't know until we know. We won't know if it'll be bad or good, whether it's Marvel or DC. We don't know what we're getting until we watch the movie, and then once it's finished, we either liked it or we didn't like it. Simple as that. So that is my review for Avengers Age of Ultron, my very first film review here on the Edward. I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 here, and this concludes my 2-part film review video. And please stay tuned for more upcoming videos where I will be discussing my reaction and thoughts to the first full cast photo for Suicide Squad and the first full-frame image of Will Smith as Deadshot, as well as my reaction to the newest casting announcements to Captain America Civil War. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I apologize if I threw anybody off or offended anybody by my strongly worded opinions. But just keep in mind, guys, I could be completely wrong and everybody could be right. Marvel's cinematic universe is clearly working, where DC's, even though we don't only have one movie so far and we haven't had any others, we don't know what we're going to be getting ourselves into, and they could all be a flop, unfortunately. I personally would like to see them all succeed. I don't know if they'll be as good as Marvel's, but I'm sure they would be just as good in their own way. But I could be completely wrong, or I could be completely right. I don't know. I don't really care. Just keep in mind, you guys, these videos are mostly about me giving you my thoughts, my opinions, my reactions to all the stuff that I'm looking forward to. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, comment, share this video. Please sound off your thoughts, comments, opinions below. Let's try to be respectful of one another's opinions. I know I kind of violated that rule earlier, so I am sorry. But hey, if you guys want to let me have it, please, by all means, feel free to comment below. Well, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoy Avengers Age of Ultron as much as I do. And stay tuned for more videos as we get ever deeper and deeper